Right, welcome everyone to this weekend's Premier League preview show. First game will be the 12:30 kickoff, which is Arsenal FC versus Nottingham Forest. Now, a few things we want to talk about here first. Arsenal, greatest team in the world. Yes, sir. However, now, we've had a few injuries, but I read in the Telegraph that some players have been spotted in training. I believe Saka has, I believe Calafiore, I believe Saliba has as well. So hopefully they will play some part in that game. Now, there isn't much to say about Arsenal. Arsenal are playing at home. We've got a great team, great squad, strength in depth. So I will tell you the prediction afterwards, but I don't see that there is a big problem for an Arsenal win. So let's talk about Nottingham Forest. Now, Nottingham Forest have had their manager sacked. That's right, sacked, gone, left the club, got told to pack up and hit the road, Jack. That's right. Nuno Espirito Santo got told to hit the road. Now, who did they replace him with? They replaced him with none other than former Tottenham Hotspur manager Ange Postecoglou. Thing is about managerial change, what it does, it gives the players a lift. Maybe a lot of players started to fall out with the former manager, or they wasn't seeing eye to eye with him and he wasn't getting what he needed out of them, that they may be happy he's gone. So what they will do is they will step up their game to prove themselves to the new manager. Now, this game is a little bit different. We're playing at home. We've got a much better squad. We've got better players, and we should give them a drubbing. Now, I don't know if it's going to be another 5-0 like it was against Leeds, but I do believe we will at least get 3 goals. So that's the prediction for that game, guys. Sorry, I just jumped into it, but 3-0 Arsenal. Other than that, like I said, Ange Postecoglou coming in at Nottingham Forest, I don't see how that's a big difference from Nuno Espirito Santo. They're the same level manager. I believe Espirito Santo, or let me just call him Nuno, I do believe Nuno had them playing good. What actually happened between him and Marinakis, nobody knows. What happened? How did they fall out? Some say it's because he was looking already for other managers and Nuno found out that it was like, listen, man, this sounds like some East End, Coronation Street, Hollyoake drama. What is going on in Nottingham Forest? That's all I want to know. However, we got to play them this weekend. We got to beat them. 3 points is the most important thing. So I don't care who they got in charge. I don't care who's their owner. I don't care who they play. We need our 3 points, and that's all I care about. So my prediction for the 12:30 kickoff at the Emirates Stadium will be Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Right, next game we got to talk about will be a spicy, and this is my game to watch this weekend for everyone. So guys, keep your eye out on this game. Every weekend I'll give you a game to keep your eye out on, which hopefully should be a great match. So this weekend, the great match that I think will be a spicy match, a spicy meetup, will be Bournemouth versus Brighton. Now, Bournemouth coming off of a great win against Tottenham, and Brighton coming off of a great win against Man City. Both those managers, Areola and Herzl, great managers, great young, vibrant managers. Areola being touted for a lot of big European clubs. A lot of people are looking at him as future manager. But Herzl also being sort of a player's age, has a very bright future in management, or I should say football management. So that is the game to look out for. Bournemouth Brightons at the Cherries ground. And my prediction for that game is a 2-2 draw. I feel like they're going to cancel each other out a little bit, or it's going to be end to end and it's going to be goals galore. But my prediction will be 2-2 for Bournemouth versus Brighton. Right, the next 3 p.m. kickoff is Newcastle Wolves. That's going to be a great game to watch. They're both not doing very well. Wolves doing worse. Wolves being at the bottom of the league. Everyone's predicting them to get relegated, and that's me included. I don't see any hope for their manager. I don't see any hope for that club, having lost Cunha recently and a few other players. I feel like it's the basement and it's the championship next year for Wolves. However, Newcastle have been playing well, just been very unlucky against Liverpool. But even with Isak having gone there, they're still playing beautiful football, still playing attacking football. And I'm a huge fan of Eddie Howe. Before Arteta came to Arsenal and Eddie Howe was still at Bournemouth, I was looking at him as a future Arsenal manager. Now, that's a whole different topic. He's at Newcastle now and he has got them purring. That's right, he's got Newcastle purring. Champions League again this season. So let's see what they do. So they are going to have a lot of games. They didn't get that many players in. I know they got Wissa in, 1-2 other players here and there. They got Aaron Ramsdale now as well, but I believe that's a loan deal. But they still look like they can do well this season. So I believe that will be a 3-0 win for Newcastle. I don't believe Wolves have any goals in them. Newcastle do. And they have a new striker in Wissa. He's going to want to perform well. Elanga's going to want to do well. So yeah, 3-0 Newcastle. It's Everton, Aston Villa. Now, this is a game not to look out for. What I mean is, this looks like one of those, it's going to be a boring match. I'll tell you why. Everton playing at home. Jack Grealish doing excellent. Jack Grealish having reinvented himself at Everton. I've always been a big fan of Jack Grealish. I hated the fact that he went to Man City, but he went and got trophies there, even a treble. So who can blame him? No one can. But he's reinvented himself at Everton. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's doing so well. And I definitely think it will be an Everton win. However, if it is, it will be a 2-1 win. But more than likely, I'm looking to predict a 1-1 for Everton against Aston Villa. Aston Villa being just above Wolves in the table, not having played very well. Their situation is a bit dire regarding getting players in and out. Aston Villa not in a great place at the moment. So going to Everton is going to be difficult because Everton's got a new ground with more fans and they are playing very well. So I'm predicting an Everton. I've got two predictions for this one, but it's very strange. My actual prediction will be 1-1 because I believe they're going to cancel each other out. It's going to be one of those boring games, sideways passing, stop-start, constant fouls, ref not helping the situation. But if I had to choose anyone to win, I'd go 2-1 Everton. But my actual prediction is 1-1. Next game is Crystal Palace Sunderland, 3 p.m. on Saturday, which is going to be at Crystal Palace. Now, Crystal Palace have been doing all right. They played very well. Chelsea in the first game, I think they drew 0-0 with Chelsea. Sunderland as well, done very well, I believe, in the first game. Sunderland coming off of a loss against West Ham. I believe West Ham beat them 3-0 last game, which wasn't really good because West Ham haven't been doing very good. So it's very strange with Sunderland at the moment. I think they have a win, a draw and a loss, or do they have 2 wins and a loss? Something like that. But Crystal Palace also doing very well. However, losing Eze wasn't great, but keeping Gahey was excellent, even though I'm hearing rumours Liverpool will come back in for him. But my prediction for that game is 2-0. Next one, Fulham Leeds. Now, Fulham being very unlucky against Chelsea in the last game with that Muniz, a bit of skill, bit of techers that got taken away from him, that goal. Unlucky Muniz. Leeds coming off of a 5-0 loss against Arsenal. Obviously, they're going to want to do better, but they have beaten Everton in the first game of the season, so they do have a win under the belt. But going to Craven Cottage and getting a win there, it's not easy. I believe Man United found it difficult, ended up drawing. So that is going to be a game that Fulham will win. I believe that'll be a 2-1 Fulham win. This next game is my watch-along game for Saturday at 5:30, which will be West Ham versus Tottenham. Now you're asking me, you're an Arsenal fan, why you're not doing the Arsenal watch along? And I tell you why, because I have to pay the bills, which means, guys, I'm going to have to work this Saturday. Unfortunately, I will be at work at 12:30 when the Arsenal game kicks off. But I will be back home to do the West Ham Tottenham. And come on, you hammers! Hammer those spuds. So yeah, I will do a watch along. So please come along, watch along, like, subscribe, ring the bell, all of that. Obviously, Tottenham coming off of a loss, West Ham coming off of a win. West Ham coming off of a great win. Jared Bowen also playing for England, doing very well. I'm a big fan of Jared Bowen. I really like him as a football player. So let's see what West Ham can do against Tottenham. This is a bit of a rivalry. This is a London derby. This should also be a spicy match, but it's not the one I told you to look out for. The one I told you to look out for will be Bournemouth versus Brighton. But this is also, this on paper should be a great game. Potter not doing very well. Thomas Frank coming in at Tottenham, doing all right. Got them ticking a little bit. You know, they're playing slightly different. I feel like he's gonna reinvent Tottenham and gonna make them a better side. As much as I hate saying that, he is a great manager. I do like him a lot. West Ham, on the other hand, with Potter, I know they've come off of a win, but I know some of the West Ham fans, and they're not really happy. They're all talking about that they're going to get relegated, and they're happy to go to championship games next season, which is very sad for West Ham and West Ham fans. Yeah, come on, you hammers. Keep blowing those bubbles, lads, and let's see what you can do against Tottenham. So yeah, that's the watch along, guys. My prediction for that game will be, so this is the thing I'm gonna do with these previews. One game I'll choose where I give you my heart prediction and my head prediction, to give you two different predictions, because my heart wants West Ham to beat Tottenham 3-0, but my head is saying no, Tottenham will go there and win 2-1. So you can take either of them. I will go with my heart one because I genuinely want to see Tottenham lose. So I'm going to go with my heart and say West Ham will win 3-0. But my brain says 2-1 Tottenham. Go to the last game of the Saturday lineup. So last game will be Brentford-Chelsea. Now Chelsea coming off of a steal of a game when they stole the game from Fulham. Chelsea coming off of a robbery where they've robbed Fulham of a match or 3 points or at least a point. But they're playing Brentford. Brentford, not a lot of hope for them this season. They might be one of the teams to go down. They've lost Mbeumo, Wissa, which is not very good for them. They used to get a lot of goals. I believe last season, if I'm not mistaken, they got around 20 goals each. So that's a big loss for Brentford. Let's hope they have found some players to replace those, and let's hope they do well against Chelsea. Now Brentford coming off of a loss, I believe, so that's not good. Hopefully they will do slightly better against Chelsea because they're playing at home. But Chelsea is purring now, and they've got some great players, I must say. So yeah, Sunderland coming off of a loss against Sunderland. However, they do have 2 wins under their belt, so it's not all doom and gloom. They're 15th in the league, beating Aston Villa on the first day 1-0, and then beating Bournemouth 2-0, but then losing 2-1 against Sunderland. So they are coming off of a loss, but they've got 2 wins under their belt. So this is also a tricky one to predict because Chelsea are also coming off of a draw and 2 wins. However, that win against Fulham was a bit controversial. So my prediction for this game will be 3-1 Chelsea. Yeah, that's right, guys. I know it sounds crazy, but Chelsea have goals in them. João Pedro, Neto, Esteval, they do have goals in them. So let's see how that goes. But that's the last game, guys. So this is it for this week's preview episode. Let's see what happens. Please come and join me at the watch along tomorrow at 5:30, which is going to be West Ham against Tottenham. Other than that, guys, have a great weekend. I hope your team loses and my team wins, because I want my team to win, not yours.